Okay, so this guy publishes message onto universal messaging of type JMS message. Are you getting? The scenario which I was telling, right? I implemented for Citibank almost 10 years ago. It's a similar scenario, but not in web methods. It's a different technologies. Okay, it's the same, almost a similar use case, but I'm just a little bit modifying the use case. Use cases like we have UI application. Okay, a person, let's say you went to bank, okay, to open a account. Okay, the person who sits bank officer, right? He asks you like few details. He asks you to fill up some forms, and then he will go to the UI application. He enters some details like your name, your address, and date of birth, and some other details, and then check-in account or saving account. Check-in or saving account. There are two kinds of accounts will be there. Check-in account, saving account. Yeah, so current account also there, but I'm talking only to current account is in India we have, but many places we'll have check-in account. Other countries, current account is also there, but I'm just taking two only now. Okay, or you can take current account. That's not a problem. Okay, so this is account type. Account type, check-in, basically check-in, saving, these three. Okay, so and other details will be there. Username, first name, last name. Okay, and first name, last name, minimum balance, your address details. All those fields will be published along with check-in account type. Like name, address, okay, minimum balance, initial balance, okay, phone number and all those things. Okay, are you getting? So these details are published from UI to this one. What is the destination name is given is destination name. This create account. Create account is not saying which account, whether it's a bank check-in account, saving or current account. It's not, you will not say. It's a create account. Okay, it published onto EM because this one is I want guaranteed delivery. Okay, because why we wanted guaranteed delivery? Because account creation is very important message, right? I don't want to lose that message any cost. If the account person is, we taken the details, if the account is not created, next day our loyalty will go up, right? So so you will feel like, hey, what is this bank, right? Next time do you go there, you will say like, no, I don't want to go this bank, I will go for another bank, right? So customers are very important, and the message which we wanted to create is very important. We don't want to lose this message at any cost. Okay, so that's why this web application is published message onto this destination of type. Okay. So we know queue delivery mode. What are the delivery modes? We can say no delivery modes.
Persistence and or persistence.
Persistent, non-persistent.
Persistent.
Okay, non-persistent. Okay. So if it okay, publish the message. Now here its UI is done. but web methods is coming to picture. Okay, but the requirement is like we have two accounts tables here, tables. Okay, so the requirement is like a check-in account separate table. Okay, account underscore check-in. Okay, and one more table, like three tables are there. They have three separate table. Check account underscore savings. Okay, account underscore current. Okay, current table. So we received one event, but based on account type, I need like I wanted to create record into this table or this table or this table. Okay. So now tell me to create account into the table, what you will do. You studied so much. We studied, we did many things also. Let's say I wanted to create an account in account table, account underscore C. What is your approach in web methods? What you will do?
We have to inform to DB to create first the table.
Table is created. Let's say table is created. All three tables are created in the database. Now what you will do in web methods?
After creating table,
How do create a account in account C table? What is your approach? Manager in web method, did you study any manager? DB palette, DB administrator. Is there any DB palette is there?
means we have to take one like the debug log.
First, we should insert the values, name, address, no, sir.
Okay, you have to insert the data into database. How do you do that in web methods?
We can take one document.
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 Input, output.
We have to give all these people.
So let's say I issued a request into KMS with this table, with this data. Okay, I want to insert into a database table account underscore C. How do you do? How do you insert a record into database in web methods?
We have to first create one folder like account, table account check-in. In that, you can take one document. And we have to insert all these details.
How do you insert? How do you insert? That is my question.
Using string. String for name, address.
Okay. So in database, let's say a workbench. How do you insert a data into table?
Create table name.
First, we should create the table.
That's the table creation.
Table name, and we have to we will insert some of these statements.
Okay, insert statement you will write, right, in workbench.
Yes.
Okay. In web methods. We forgot. We did.
Adapter. We have to take adapter, and we have to
exactly adapter services.
Adapter services. We have to call the table from that.
Correct, right?
Nice.
So Shiva and everyone is forgot. Even Anusha. We did many times, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we have to think like that. Which one we have to do? Okay. This is my requirement. If I given the requirement, okay, UI, and so for first what you will do is I have to insert into records. Okay. My development starts with adapter services. Insert into account C. Insert into account S. Insert into current C. Current. Right. So yes. There we will map it. First we'll create the services first.
Adapter service we have.
Correct. Then yes. Whatever the request is coming, okay, there will definitely be a document or some structure will be there. XML schema, maybe I can use XML also, right? We can
Yes.
create an XML.
We
Okay,
can browse from.
correct.
Yeah.
And then we
Yes.
can I need now check I have to check something logic, like if I have to write like this, right? Normal language. If account, I'm not going with just a plain English. I'm just saying if account type equal to check in. Okay, insert into account table, correct? Account C. You'll write like this, all right? Else
Yes.
if. Next question. Again, you are checking like this. Account type
Right.
equal to saving. Okay. Insert into
Account is.
account S. Correct. So like that you will do, right? Else. Finally, if these three are not matching, we know it's a current account. Correct. Insert into current account. Like this we will write, right? Correct, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I will explain how to write this if else. Okay. But I want you to develop this flow and show me. We call this as a service. Entire logic what we implemented, right? From here to here. This called as a service. Are you getting?
Yes, sir.
In our projects, like this, the way I explained you, right? In many projects, our leads, our team leads, someone, they will explain like this. Okay. Maybe this they may not explain in detail also sometimes. Okay. But you have to understand what is the requirement. Then the moment you are understanding, right, your mind should come like no, what are the activities I'm using, going to what are the steps I'm going to use, how I'm going to develop the code. Okay. So logic implementation, no one will teach you. Are you getting? So we can teach you only grammar. It's a kind of a grammar, right? Whatever palettes are there, what are the features there in the language. Okay. But your mind should come with a logic. Okay.
Okay, sir.
It's not just a branch, whatever the training material is given. I can show you. It's in a 2 minutes. It's you can learn. The guy is using like a debug statements. It works. But real world scenario is like this. It will be there. Okay. So whenever we write like this, if, else if, else if, else if, it is right? It's a kind of a branch. We call it as a branch. Whichever first value execute the condition, that will only, if this condition is true, only this will be executed. Statements, a group of statements here. You can write a group of statements, not just one block of statements. I can say block of statements you can write. All those statements will be executed. Okay. And then it will execute, it will come out of that branch. Is it clear? So in web methods, this if, else, it's similar to a branch in web methods. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So what I will do is I will give you small example how to use a branch. Okay. Now then you have to implement and show me this entire thing. I will give you 45 minutes time. Okay. You have to create a schema. Let's say you can create a schema or document also. Okay. So we don't have a UI, right? So that's okay. If you don't have UI, but you can use instead of UI, what you can do. So here UI is publishing message to JMS. Do you have anything else like for testing purpose? You can publish a message to JMS. How, how can you do in web methods?
Using publish.
Yeah, you have a JMS dot pub dot JMS dot send is there.
Yes.
Okay, because I am talking about JMS, right? Anusha, you
Yes,
should
sir.
not say publish. The word if you use
Send.
publish, that's a
Send.
wrong.
Okay. Send.
Yeah. So if I'm using universal messaging, it's a different. You can use pub.publish.publish. Okay. Okay. So you got it right. This scenario.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now everyone knows JMS. Okay. How to publish and how to receive. Everyone knows how to create a document. Okay. Everyone knows once you receive. Everyone knows flow service. You can create a trigger which can receive the message, and you will have a handler flow service, which is again a flow service. There you will use like before that you will create adapter services to insert 3. Instead of 3 you make it 2. But I'm saying no, only 2. We don't want to waste time. Okay, are you getting? So even if you implement 2, 3, which is same, right? Logic is same. Okay, so if account is check-in, you will insert into this table. Else if account is saving, you will insert into this one. Else you will say, you'll write a debug statement, print statement. I'm talking print in our language. So you have to say debug out. Okay. Saying invalid account type. Okay. If account check-in account itself is not there, field itself is not there. Okay. If this value is null, okay, then say account type is in null. Okay, null. This statements I wanted to print. Are you getting? Require. It's not like that. Your life will be settled. I'm seriously telling you. Before implementing, I will explain a little bit more how it works. Okay, I think you guys already heard because you have gone through it, but I will explain more. Okay, so it branch works like a if-else statement. If condition is true, okay, execute some state. Execute statements means some logic you can execute here in terms of web methods. It's a flows. You can write a number of flows. You can invoke a number of flows. All those will be executed. And again, then else if condition. If this condition is matching, okay, execute similar. Okay, execute some statements. Else, okay, if any of the above condition is not matching, okay, execute default. This is called as a execute condition. Some statements. This they call it as a default. Okay, default. But this is generally if else, if else, if else. But they in web methods they given one more extra called as null. That means let's say when you're checking, suppose let's say account type. Basically, you are taking account type. Okay, if this account type is check-in, execute this one. If account type is this one matches this condition, execute this one. If this account is value is there, but that value is not matching with any of these two, then execute this one. Sometimes this is an optional field. Account itself is an optional field. If someone is not sent that field, okay, that is considered as a null, $null. This one is considered as a dollar default. We'll see what is that dollar null and dollar default. Are you getting whatever I explained?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So in branch, whichever the condition first executes, that only executes, and rest will not be executed. Okay. Sometimes this also called as a case statement or switch statement. Switch. Have you heard about switch? I think in
Yes.
written programs like Microsoft microcontroller programs many times. Traffic signal. Have you written any programs for traffic signal?
No, sir.
No?
No, sir.
Okay. I don't know, like in the microprocessor, when we were in BTech, like, traffic control, we used to write the program. It's kind of a switch kind of a statements. Okay. So, like, okay, so switch statement, switch, okay, you're checking, like, account type. Okay, it's a similar like switch. Case one, case account type is like, check in. Okay, execute some statements. Okay, like that. And case again. Okay, savings account. Okay, do some execution, some statements here. Okay, so something like that. If both are not matching, default, there will be a default in our, we'll write it like this. Even in Java, even in other languages, it's a similar. Okay, but generally it will be like that. Switch statement, switch and case. Okay, but in web methods they give an extra which is called null. Okay, if the value of this one itself, this field itself is not there, okay, then this will be executed. Let's say value for this one, let's say somewhere like, we have value equal to something, let's say ABC. ABC is not matching with check-in, ABC is not matching with saving account, so this default will be executed. Are you getting?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so but let's say value itself, because this is an optional field, let's say assuming XML, if this value is not set, or XSD or document also, this value is optional, you can make it optional. In document also you can, right, how to make optional field. Document also, when you create a document, you can make it. Okay, on the right side, properties, where required field is false, you will set it. Okay, let me open the designer. Okay, so come. Okay, I work for name and fame. Okay, I don't know you guys, but I generally work for name and fame. I need name, even they not paying me money, that is fine. Okay, but I work for name. So try yourself. Okay, so what I'm doing is branch demo. Okay, folder, branch. Who is watching movie morning?
Not movie, sir. Sarkar.
Morning only. They are really good. I will feel like after retirement I will do that kind of thing. Okay, so thing is like, if you create a document, right? In document I told you like you can make a let's say I'll create a doc. Just creating a doc. As a doc is like account. I'm not going to create everything. Okay, I'm just giving you document types. How many ways you can create document types? Any idea?
Document type and
Okay.
XML document.
JSON. XML,
SSDDD, JSON.
Correct. Yeah, e-forms and SAP. Okay. Okay. Now when let's say we know document and the string. This is string is nothing but single element. Document contains it again contains number of fields. Yeah. Okay. Correct. So if I wanted to repeat a document, I can use document list. Okay, one or more. You got it right? I can use a reference document. Suppose let's say document is separate document is created. I want to refer in this document. I can go with a document reference. Okay, document reference list. I wanted to, let's say separate document is created. The document I want to refer, but it's a repetitive element like 0 or more. Okay, so then I will go with the document reference list. Okay, everyone knows about these things, except we are not just object and object list. Okay. Now, if I create this one, let's say name, click on name. On the right side, constraints are there, required is there. If I said this one is false, that means optional. Okay. You're getting that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So optional means maybe someone will send, may not be someone will send. Okay. If I say the field is not there, okay, none of them this will be executed. It will go to the null branch and it will execute. Okay, so why they are talking about branch is like it's a branch. If this executes, execute this. This is a branch. It's a kind of a branch, separate branch. So that means all these statements will be executed. Whatever the statements are there, it will be executed. It's a separate branch altogether. This is separate branch. This is separate branch. That's why they in web method they're calling it as a branch. Okay. Now I will give the name. I want, let's say, account type. What is this way writing word? If there are two words, first letter will be small. Okay, good.
Well.
Okay, so this one I will make it as an optional. Maybe send, may not be sent. Okay, now this is flow. I'm not going to explain JMS now. Okay, you guys implement JMS. Okay, I will explain only branch, how it works. Flow. Now in the flow, let me say my branch demo flow service. What you will say is like this is a not a branch flow, it's an account creation flow, right? For you, it's account creation flow because you are taking all this logic you are implementing in account creation flow. Okay, these are the adapter services. This is adapter services. Okay, now branch demo. No, I will create empty. So branch, what are the inputs you can give? None, XML, DTD, XML schema. Now here, input output, what I will do is, I will refer this document. Okay, so I can copy, I can paste it here, and again second time if I paste, path will come. Namespace, fully qualified namespace. Are you getting? Okay, I think we know like what is namespace. So let's say this flow is there. How we get the namespace? We will not consider this package. Will not consider in the package. Crash demo dot flow colon.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, this one is one question. So you have to remember. Okay, now I have an input I have given. Okay, now here flow steps are there. There are flow steps. Is in this chapter we are talking. These are very important in writing any business logic. Okay, if you see this map it converts you can map from one document to another document. We'll see that later. Branch, it's a kind of a case statement, switch statement, or you can say if else statement. We have seen loop. Okay, we'll see this repeat, sequence, try, catch. Finally we will see later one by one, but you will get one question from each of these steps. Are you getting? Not only one step. Without, if you're not know these things, you will not able to write any program. Okay, if you're not confident on these steps. Okay, so you have to know each. Even if I ask you in if I wake up and ask you, you should be able to tell me how we can use it. Okay, you should prepare like that. Okay, now we'll go with a branch. Let's say I told you, right? I wanted, like, if account type is something, I wanted exhibit. Account type is something I wanted. So I will use branch. Okay, if I click on the branch, this scope is there. Okay, timeout is there, label is there, switch is there.
Label switch.
Okay, so if my tree structure is like this, let's say account tree structure, this input output is right account. So we have an account and then name is there. Account, below that I have name, account type is there. Okay, so if I put it account here, scope, suppose let's say account, I put it mentioned this name account. Okay, so in the switch statement, switch is nothing but which on which field you wanted to evaluate condition. Correct? So switch account type. Okay, in this case you can give account is my scope. Okay, when if I give account is equal to scope, I can give this one account type as a switch condition. Like this. Okay, so that means you're given scope as account. Why we giving a scope? Suppose let's say I have this structure. Just give me a second. Let us say you'll understand why we are focusing on scope. Okay, so let's say I have a structure like this. Account is there. Okay, account type is not here. Okay, let's say something name, customer name, phone number, let's say assuming, and then let's say details. Okay, then I have account type. Like this it is there. Okay, So in this case, I am focusing on account type. Okay, so scope can be account slash details. If I give like that, I will get an account. If I expression, I can it easily simplifies. Basically, I can say. Okay, that is why we can give scope. If I give scope, I can give only switch statement on which field you wanted to evaluate. Are you getting? But if I give this way, if I give in this case, let's say account slash details as a scope, okay, and then account, it will evaluate, okay, but these two fields you will not get inside the branch. Are you getting? Inside the branch, you will not get name and phone number. It will not be available to use. Okay, so in order to get these values inside, because this you are focusing on account slash details only. You just give an account as details, and you then means you are ignoring these two fields. Even if it is like this, and name and are there here at this level, even if you give account slash name, these two fields will be ignored. Are you getting? Okay, so in this case, we will not give scope like this. Suppose I wanted those two fields also. Instead of that, I will write it like this. It is better to write like this. Switch. So we are evaluating only this field, but this account entire document is available within the branch. Is that clear? This is one question will come in exam. So I have this structure. What could be my switch condition and scope? Scope you should set to null in this case, this kind of a scenario. Okay, and switch you can give account slash details as account type to evaluate. Is that clear? Alati?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Is it clear?
Scope, what should we use, sir, in this?
Okay, scope means like if you are setting some scope. Okay, think about this is an XML. This is XML structure. Okay, if you set scope as a account,
We will get all those details.
All the details will come. If you set account slash details, only account only will come. These two will be ignored because it's outside of details. Okay, you are getting right. So
which are there under the document, we have to give that name.
Correct. Yes. What are the fields you wanted to use? Okay. Suppose I want these fields also and these fields. Okay. So what you can do is account you give here. Okay. Okay. And that you can give switch statement as this one, details slash account. So my entire document, this scope, right? Entire document I given scope. So entire document will be available here. So that means details will be available, name, phone will be available. Are you getting? Suppose let's say if I give in accounts slash details over here. Okay, I remove this one. In this case, only account type only available within the branch. So this will not be available because you're focusing basically. Scope is nothing but this only, account slash details. Okay, that means these two will not be available. Is that clear? Okay, so generally what we do is, okay, in this case, I have account and I want all the fields here I needed. And I wanted to check only account type. So I can write I can write like this also. Okay, account and this switch statement, or I can remove this scope here and just I can mention here itself. So scope is given empty. That means my entire document, this entire document is available. Starting to here, entire document will be available here in the branch. Okay, got it, right? Okay. Now one more condition you have to remember. So when we give switch statement, right, this evaluate label should always be false. If you said this is true, switch should always be false. Is that clear?
Yes.
This will
Yes,
be a
sir.
question. This will be a question. Okay. Exam question as well as interview question also. Okay. In the branch, if I set evaluate label is true, what is the value of switch? Okay.
False.
It should be false. Okay. The evaluate labels is saying, right? What is the meaning of this evaluate label? We'll see little later. In the same, the guys also explain. First, we will see how this switch statement works. The same, if I set it evaluate to true, how it works. Okay, there is a difference. Sometimes we'll use switch here. Sometimes we'll use labels also. Labels set to true. It depends on the requirement. Okay. Now let's say I'm checking this account type. If account type equal to, okay, we'll set a label. Okay, equal to check-in. Okay, I wanted that. So I wanted to print a statement. In our case, in your case, you will call a flow service, adapter service. Okay, you already created, assuming you already created adapter service. I can drag and drop under this one. You are getting right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and this flow service branch demo, instead of this one, you will call it as a handler service. Okay, and there will be trigger to handler, and inside the handler you are doing the branching. Okay, before this also I will write what is my account type. I wanted to print my account type. Okay, so then you will go to the, why I'm showing all this now, you guys should not just exam, you should be able to develop also. Okay, I have a plenty of work. If I assign you work, okay, I don't want every day to come and explain you, or I don't find the time to fix your issues. Okay, you should able to develop independently. That's why I'm explaining all these things. Okay, so I will put a debug statement. So I just wanted to see in during the production, I will go and check the log files. If someone is reported like, hey, your service is not working as expected, okay, then you will ask, hey, can you trigger a message? So you are able to see from graphically here, but in production, you will not be able to open this code in designer. Okay, that code will run automatically. Okay, so only option you will have is log files. From the log files, you can analyze what is request is received, what happened to that request. Is that clear? So that's why we put it a debug statements. Now I added a debug statement here. Here message we know. Okay. This log level everyone knows. Okay. If I set it to warning, only above level fatal and error only will be logged. By default is trace info. That's why by default is info. That's why fatal error warning message will be printed. Okay. Now click on these logs. I will write like received account type as percentage. Okay. I give percentage, I'm expecting this is a local variable, so perform pipeline variable substitution. Okay, so I wanted this to be copied, this path to be copied. Click on here, place in between. Okay, then click OK. I receive whatever that is received, I did. Branching I have done. I wanted like one more log saying that. Okay, now, so here we kept switch statement. Okay, so we are checking account, but where we are checking value equal to check-in or not. That is a requirement, right? You have to check case. So this is a case. So this case, I wanted to evaluate to check-in. Okay, so that where I can click is pub data. So here is a label. Here, whatever the value you will write, right? That you will be evaluated with the branch, whatever the switch value you have mentioned. Are you getting? Here, I will write like exactly the way we did. Account switch is a account. Okay, and case here, that is nothing but label. Check-in. Okay, I will write it like this. If account/account type equal to this label check-in value, this condition, this log will be executed. Okay, so in your case, you'll call the adapter service. That adapter service, again, every in activity you will have this common. What are the common will be there? Comments, survey, scope, time, label. So whichever you take, those will be common. Everywhere it will be there. See, scope, comment, scope, timeout, label. Are you getting? Everyone? So in every flow step, what are common properties? If anyone asks, you should be, because every day you are working, right? Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now this is printed. Let's say I want like if it is check-in account is done. Second one is our option is like saving account. If it is saving, then execute. So I execute some statements. What I'm doing is just printing logs so that you can replace that with your actual. Okay, I want to move this here. Okay, now this one again label here. I will go and set my value. Saving. Okay, now if check-in is not there, saving is not there, means that means like let's say that account type is someone is sending ABC. Okay, I want to execute that as a default. Okay, now I will write one more log file. I can drag and drop here. Also, it will come exact location. Okay, here the label I will set it
Default.
But how do you set? You will not write type. So if I go drop down, it will show you two options, default or null. You can select default. It allows only one time you can select. We'll see if I try one more time default, will it work or not? We'll see. Okay. So in the default, I can say I'm typing here. I will see invalid account type. Okay, but generally we can generate an exception. Okay, how to generate an exceptions we will see later. Okay, because invalid, if you print logs, there is no use, right? We need to throw some exception so that everyone knows some exception has happened. If you just print the log, no one will come to see. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Because you remember this one, throw exception. When I'm explaining how to handle the exceptions, how to generate the exceptions, at that time I will come back and explain you again this one. Okay, so invalid account type. I wanted to print that account type also, so that you know in the logs I can see. So I'm going to enable this one, perform pipeline variable substitution. Okay, so I know I wanted to copy this one. Everyone knows we have good experience now, whatever I'm doing. Okay, if you practiced, you could have known. Okay, this is I've checked. Now let me do one more log. Okay, so check-in is the saving account and default. If somewhere other than check-in and saving, this will be executed. If account type itself is not there, then what will happen? If it's
Null.
Null.
so okay, instead of null, let's say I will check this also default. Is it going to work out? It is allowed saving. Okay, it should not allow us, right? Which one will execute?
First one.
Yeah, it will execute first one and it will move out. Okay, it will not execute the second one. Okay, so it will not throw the error. It will not throw the error. That's a every time it's disconnecting.
When we not mention the account type, then we have to go to null, sir.
Yeah, it's a null, right? The value is null. If you are specifying, if a value is mentioned, then if these two are not matching, then it executes as a default. But if the account type itself is not there, okay, we are not specified any value for this one. Okay, it's a null. So in that case, this should here null will execute. Okay. Okay. So this one I will set it to null. Okay. Now I will say this one is message. I'll say account type is null. Is null. Okay. I'm just checking this one. Okay, how can I test? We know. So this is a flow service, but in your case, you'll publish to a JMS message. You'll create a JMS, send JMS, and then it will go. Okay, you already created that account type. That is how it should develop. Okay, now I'm running run flow service. Account type. Let's say I will give say. Okay, and now if I give this something value, account type is something. Okay, so if I can directly run. Okay, so account type is null. I don't know why it is null trying.
We didn't.
So it's went to this one directly. It's not even executed this one. Okay. Okay, so let me put it this. Oh, here account slash. I given slash account. It's my root element is account. Okay, so we should not give here. In that case, it's taking. Okay, I can give scope here, or even if I'm not giving root element scope, it will work. Okay, let's see. Now let me run it. Still it's not working. Can't type branch. Okay, so I need to go to here, copy on the branch, paste. Okay, it's because of it's expecting a name space, complete namespace. So this one, cut it and put it here. It worked, correct? So why? Because I given it as a namespace, entire namespace I have given. It's a document is reference, right? That's why it's expecting a namespace here. Are you getting? Suppose if I'm not creating a document separately, then the way like whatever is talking, right? Let's say account is their name, account type. Without namespace, it works. Okay. Everyone got right? This one. Why do we need scope here with a namespace? Fully qualified namespace. Any questions here? No. I know no questions, but
Sir,
questions, yeah.
sir, we will use sequence also, sir, in branch.
Yeah, you can use sequence. Yes. Inside that, if I wanted to execute statements, 5-6 statements, okay, I can say here you're executing only one statement, right? If the value is matching, one flow service you're executing. If this one matching, flow service. But I wanted to execute a list of statements to be executed when the condition is matching, then I will choose a sequence.
Okay, sir.
Okay, if you see here, I'm just writing only one condition. If you see, only one condition, one statement only, right? Check in. If this matches, only one statement is executing. One invocation, one invocation, one invocation, one invocation, right? All are one. But I want a group of statements to be executed in sequence. First statement execute, second, third, fourth, like that. So in that case, instead of using this invocation flow service, I will use check-in as a branch as a sequence. In the sequence also we'll have a label. There I can write label. We'll see that sequence. Okay. Okay. Now what we are testing is, let me, this field is there, but the value I'm removing. Okay. It's an optional field. Optional fields, it will be shown in bold type. Okay. Click OK. So account type is null. So value is not there. That is why account type message no. Account is null, but it's not executed. Okay. No, there is something issue with it. So this one I should have. There is no option to delete also. No. Okay. Include empty values. So still it's not working. Okay, that's okay. We'll see why this is not working, because something has happened. I know. Okay, but you got it how this branch works or not? Branch so far. Okay.
So
The
in the
same
input
thing.
output,
Yeah.
In the input output, we have to delete this.
Yeah. So input output, right? So this is a flow service. For the flow, this is entire flow, right? For entire flow, I given this as input output. Input means if you are developing this, right, which one taking the message from JMS. So you have to give the trigger, right? So what kind of message I have to receive? So that message is here. That's why we created input output. Is that clear? Nagaraju?
Yes, sir. Clear, sir.
Okay. If I go to the flow service layout, we can see more how detailed, how it works. So we have a debug log, and we have a branch. One branch is executing on /account type. If it is first, whichever the first condition is matching, is true, that statement will be executed. Rest will not be executed. Okay. The first statement is not matching, condition is not matching, then second condition it executes. If second is not matching, then default. And if the field itself is null, then it will go to the null, like that. Okay. Now, so how this one is executed? We have a branch. On the branch, we are given switch statement, and this evaluate labels equal to false. We set it to false. If we set it to true, then switch will not be there, and all here labels will be, we will modify these labels. Okay, but label is a value which we can check the condition. Got it, right? Switch is a variable, and here label we're checking. So account type equal to check-in, execute this statement. Account type is equal to savings, execute this one. Account type is not this savings check-in, it goes to default, like that. Okay, now how to use this one, like evaluate label equal to true. If evaluate label equal to true, what will happen? Okay, I'm writing the same, but I'm just disabling this one to show. Okay, this entire branch I disabled so that none of this will be executed. I'm creating one more branch here. This time I will say this is equal to true. Then there is no need of switch here. My scope is, because it's like the namespace is there, I'm copying that namespace and putting here. Okay, so for this one is good, right? Everyone knows, understand now. Okay, so now exactly same this one I will copy paste, or I can do like branch public flow debug. Here again label is there, but this time what I will do is we'll write like this: percentage account type percentage equal to check-in. Okay, if this condition is matching, then this statement will be executed. So that's why it is called as label. Evaluate on label, evaluate labels. So that means every branch, like we are evaluating this label only. If this label is true, then execute that statement. Okay, so in your case what you will do is account type is equal to check-in. Instead of calling pub.flow debug statement, you will call adapter service to insert into check-in account. Is it clear?
Sir.
Yeah, so I can copy this one. I can paste it here itself. Okay, I will move here. Okay, and again I will paste it here one more time. This is my default. and I can paste it one more time. This is my null.
Null.
Okay, so this one savings, I will write it savings. So is it double equal or one equal? Any idea? Double equal, correct, right? Let us see if it works or not. Okay, we'll give check in directly and then we'll see. Here this one is, my condition is default, so I will use it. If I say this one is, my condition is null, if these two are not matching, then it will execute this or this executes. Okay, but in this case I don't think default will work. Okay, default will work, but what is the use of null? Okay, let us see. Okay, I'm giving check-in. Check-in. Click OK. So account type is check-in. This one is executed. So the one we hard coded here, check-in type. Oh, this message is gone. Okay, then how it is printing? Okay, message. Let's say result. Still, this one is account type. Received account type. Oh, first log only printed. It didn't print this log. Okay. Okay, so how it works now? I will go. You're not printed here, right? Sorry, I will print here again, saying that whatever here, this I will copy. Oh, that also I will not printed. Okay, so here I will write it. Received check-in account. Check-in. Okay, and this one I'll set saving like that. Okay, and this one is default. Okay, last one is null. Okay, let us see what will happen. Okay, document. This one is output. Received check-in. Okay, so that is what is coming. Okay, is it clear? This one, if I say ABC, it says like a default. This one is executed. Okay, now if you see this one, we got this message and this message as a result. I don't want all these messages. I just want my message to be printed. I don't want this message. I don't want this message. I don't want this one. Okay, but here it is showing many things, right? I will do one thing here. Map, I will put it here. I want to drop, basically I wanted to drop this this and this one, so that only message should be there. So how can I drop? I just taken map. It is showing all this, right? I can drop this one. I don't want drop message this one. Account name also I don't want. I will drop, or I can drop this also. I can drop. Oh, it's not allowing. Yeah, so basically this and this message is dropped. It is dropped already. I will save it. Okay, I have only one message. Now I can go and do the testing. So default, this value is executed like that. Are you getting, everyone? So how we can use this one? If it is set to true, this switch will be blank. Should be blank. Are you getting? If I set it to true, evaluate label is true, then switch will be false, and each branch, whatever this label should be validated as a true. If it is validated true, that statement will be executed, that branch will be executed. Whichever the first branch is evaluated to true, that will be executed, and rest will be not executed. Is that clear? Okay, Can you guys implement this now? I wanted entire process. Hardly takes 20 minutes. 3 fields only. Don't use address and initial balance, nothing. Just to create whatever I given, like name, account type, insert into database. Okay. Created 2 tables. One is check-in table, one is savings table. Implement and show me. I wanted to see like whether you can able to develop or not.
Only name and account type, sir.
Yeah, name, account type, yes. So if it is check-in, insert into check-in account. Name should be goes into check-in account. If savings account, it should insert into savings account.
Now we have to do it manually or XML.
You have to in database not manual, right? Adapter services, everything you have to use, right?
Right.
There's no manual involvement, right? This flow. You publish a
We
JMS
have to
message. Yeah.
create 2 in XML and we have to browse.
No, don't do XML. Okay, document type only. Use the document only.
That's why I'm asking, sir. Okay.
Okay. Now next time I will use XML also, so that you will comfortable with XML also. But now we'll go with the document, so that at least adapter services you will come to know how you can branches and how you can use JMS. Okay. All you will know. Database you will code, you are good. Branches you will code, and this one JMS also. Okay. 25 minutes, 20 to 25 minutes. Okay. Jashwant, I wanted to see yours, and as well as Nagaraju, Meghana. Okay. Quickly develop it. Saitija, you also. Okay. And Shiva. And Shiva, I don't want anyone to be misread. Everyone should be comfortable in development. Okay. So